Thank you very much for this opportunity. Give you some information about how we ended up, me, and Fergus and Joe. Your grandfather was in love with Agnes Franey, and they got married, and they had bing, bing, bing. They had 3 kids, one right after the other. And then unfortunately Joe, my father died 2 months before I was born. It starts with grandmother Miles Gaughan. She went into shock when she found out that Agnes died. So grandmother Gaughan had a meeting with the Franeys. And there was Ella Gallagher and Uncle Jim Franey, Martha Franey Vaughan. And at this meeting, they were given one option. The Gaughans would pay for our education through college, and it's all verbal, by the way. None of this is written. Pay for our education and our clothing until we were 21 years of age, on the condition that they get Joe. Because he was Joe Jr., remember? And he resembled his father and the connection with his father, and that's why they wanted to have Joe, okay? Now with me, I was raised by Ella Franey Gallagher. Uncle Jim Franey and his wife agreed to raise Fergus, but he ends up in Pittsburgh with his Aunt Martha Vaughan. It was her married name. Joe ended up with the Gaughans.
So I would imagine that their view of Catholicism was fairly conservative, is that correct?
Extremely conservative. All right, the Franeys during the Depression of 29 lost everything. They were completely bankrupt in about 7, 8 years. And at that point, grandmother Gaughan, Miles Gaughan, was very dogmatic, decided, let's get the boys and send them off to St. Aloysius. The first day of school at St. Aloysius, we got in a fight. Some kid, I was a midget of a kid. Some kid was trying to bully me or what, and Uncle Fergus and Joe, your dad, came to my defense, okay? And the reward for that, the nuns finally broke up the fight, by the way. Reward for that was we were assigned to 3 different dormitories for all the years we were at St. Aloysius. The attitude of the 3 of us was entirely different at St. Aloysius. Joe loved it. Your father loved it. He had the uniform. He had some important position, whatever it was, maybe raising the American flag at 6 in the morning. But anyhow, he liked it. He was somebody. And you know how aggressive your dad was. And so he was 7th heaven. He went through elementary school at St. Aloysius. And then he moved to Philadelphia to live with Isabel and Jimmy Farrell.
Is it Isabella Gaughan?
Yes.
Was she your father's sister?
Yes.
So both you and Fergus were in high school going to Shenandoah Catholic High School.
Correct.
And so my father was at West Catholic High School in Philadelphia when this was taking place.
Correct.
All right.
I never got to bond with your father until after the Korean War. And it's a funny incident that I want to tell you. Joe, we both love steam clams. And he rented an apartment. He just started a new job, I think, with IBM. It was in Northeast Philadelphia, I think in Roxborough. So we were having our drinks, you know, there's a lovely apartment. There was these bay windows on the main street, and then the hallway went right back to another bedroom which had a window open. Now it was hot, but it was very windy. It was windy. So we had that breeze was coming through, okay? So we heard all these fire engines and so on and so forth. And we're cooking the steamed clams, by the way. So we look out the window, we see the fire engines, and boy, we don't see any fire or car. I said, well, it must be somewhere else. But, you know, we thought nothing of it, okay? So we turned around, and then we looked toward the kitchen. We thought we'd check what how the clams were doing. Well, the clams were what was on fire.